The last time you came, we had a very beautiful conversation. I enjoyed it.
Yes, me too.
I thank you for sharing your life with me and with the viewers as well. Thank you for trusting us enough to and finding that courage in yourself to let us know that we are all the same, and that we all share our humanity down to the most center, to the core of it.
I'm glad you see it that way.
Well, that's the way it is. Thank you. Okay, so today, the last time you came on the show, you let me in a little bit about your background. You mentioned to us that you were an orphan, and you shared the experience of how it felt. You also told us how your uncle stood in for your dad and how he was amazing and how he connected with you emotionally, and how he was available for you every step along the way. And you also shared with us that at some point you also felt you wished your life was different. And
Yes.
that is where we're going to go today, in the line of envy and jealousy, not just as a victim. We're going to talk both as perpetrators and as victims. Sometimes one of the things, just to give a bit of a brief introduction, you see people come on social media and be like, all my haters, I'm shining, all my haters. So that word, I'm sure you've heard that word,
Yes.
right? When they say haters, what they mean is people who wish they had what they had. The question is, if we really get to the core of it, which one of us is not really a hater to somebody else at some point? I wouldn't say we're not, but which one of us does not have that seed? As long as you're human, there's that thing that you have to kill it
Yes.
consciously. But every one of us at some point wanted something that somebody else had and wished it could be ours. As long as we're in this flesh. What do you say about that? I do not agree. I do not mean that. It doesn't mean that you have to follow it, but that desire, that craving. Okay. Let me know. What do you think about that?
The thing is, in our day-to-day life, social media is dramatizing life. We don't live our life.
Yes.
We want to live what other people publish as their life.
Great.
So we don't think we are good enough because we see others publishing things that they look like they are more
Perfect.
better than us. Yes. And we are always struggling hard and hard to be like them. So of course sometimes we feel like I should repress that person. I should be like him, or I should be better than him. So what should I do to be at that level?
At that level. But the point I was trying to drive at and to get you to respond to is, do you think that jealousy and envy is a thing that is common to all humans? Every one of us?
Yes.
You think it is?
It is because it goes with our wish, our needs. Human needs, human wish itself. For everyone, we wish more than what we have. And when we see others having more than we think we have or what we really have, we have envy, we have jealousy. So almost everyone.
So are you saying that ambition? So where do you place desire then? Where do you place ambition?
Ambition is when you design something in your head and you say you have to be at that level. That's ambition. When you see something and you want to have that thing, that's a desire. But when you see someone in a kind of life and you start having some feeling about that person, that's not desire.
That's not desire.
That's not the wish. It's a
dark thing.
Yes.
Exactly. That I agree with you. So that dark thing, do you think that every human has that dark thing?
Inside, we all have, but on some people it doesn't show like dark because they have a way of hiding it or not focusing on that. They have a way of accepting their life as it is and not
comparing.
Yes.
I'll say that I think every human has a seed of that. A seed, yes. Right? Whether you decide to tailor your thoughts, your actions, in that direction is up to you. It's your choice.
Yes.
Now, and so we'll come back to that because I want us to be able to address how to handle it. But before we get to that, I want you to tell me, as a little child, how did you feel when you saw kids who had things you did not have? For instance, let's say your parents. How did it? What did you? I know you're a very honest guy, and you're very real. Did you feel jealous? Now that you look back, would you call it jealousy? Honestly.
No, I didn't feel like jealous. I felt like I didn't have a chance to have those things. But I used to think that with time, I will have more than that.
I agree with you.
But I didn't have I should have that thing too. I was feeling like, no, I didn't have a chance because I knew that I was not the luckiest guy. So I knew that people to have better things than me
was a normal part of life.
Yes.
And I would say that that's so true. Yes, when you and I agree with you. When you see, I think when you get used to being the guy who gets the best, your sense of entitlement increases, and your sense of gratitude actually sometimes drops. And that's why I constantly advise, and even in my own life as well, I try as much as possible to remind myself of the times when I did not have some of the things I have now. I'm not anywhere yet, right? I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I was yesterday. And I'm sure it's the same with you. We're on a journey, right? And what that does to you is that it lets you know that what is yours will eventually be yours, you know?
Yes.
And time will deliver certain things to you if you walk how you should walk. Do certain things when you should do them. Just the same way your path was planned out before you were born. So I agree with you that taking a place in society where I would like to call sometimes the underdog, you know, gives you that would I say sense of I'm used to not having it. I'm used to not having it, but it doesn't mean that I would accept that I will not have it.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean I want to take from you, but what is mine will eventually become mine.
Yes, and I believe that focusing on positive things, it will be positive. So it's like someone has something, I don't have to feel negative, to envy him or her, and to feel jealous about him. I focus on that thing is good, and it's good that that person has it, and I can have it too.
Exactly.
What should I do to have it?
Exactly. That's one way to look at it, and that's a very good way to look at it. But how I see it is, first, I have this strong belief that anything that is mine will eventually find me.
And I believe.
I just have that belief.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have something that I don't have, I don't live my life to chase things. I live my life to be myself. And I believe that's how we should live. And I know that you're that kind of person. If there's anything that I always want to check every time, as frequently as possible, is I always ask myself, are you you? Are you yourself? Because once I am myself, once I am in my place of power, that's all I need to do. Once I'm detached from all those expectations, of all those insecurities, things that were put in my head as a program, but it's not the real me.
Yes.
Then the things that are supposed to come to me will not find me, because it's like when you send a package to, let's say I'm sending a package to Dominic, right? And I imagine, I already know that you're wearing a brown suit and a blue shirt and a navy blue pants and a brown shoe, right? And I say, okay, you, the delivery man, please find a man who is wearing a brown suit and a sky blue shirt on a navy blue pants and a brown shoe. You know, that's because I think that's who Dominic is.
Yes.
And then the guy shows up and you're not wearing what I said you should be wearing. He will not deliver it to you. And that's how it is sometimes in life. So once I am myself, it's okay if you don't like me, that's all right. You know, but I just need to be myself, because
yes.
I did not ask to come into this world. Right? I was sent here. So the person who sent me here definitely has provisions for me. So all I need to get those things is to be who I really am. And that's sad, because why is this sad sometimes? Because the moment you come into the world begins to teach you how not to be yourself from the very first moment. So it's like you are set up to actually fail. Yes. You start crying and they say, no, a man does not cry, but I cry. I feel like crying. Yes. I feel like crying. No, a man does not cry. Okay, so but that's how I want to. Okay, all right. They say, okay, mommy, look at that person. He's hurting. I want to help him. No, you have to be careful. You have to be careful. This world is full of evil people. Yes. If you give him, I'm like, but I feel okay. Then you start learning that it's not okay to be yourself. You know what I mean? It's okay to be yourself, but in certain areas you have to not be yourself. And so for me personally, I understand that I am myself and I have to be myself for the things that have been programmed to be mine, to become mine. My wife, my kids, everything. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So if that becomes, that's how I say it. If I remain myself, then I do not need to project my desires onto other people's lives. You know what I mean? Because then that is where the cycle of the dark starts. And envy is a very, very evil. I want to ask you a very direct question. It's a very evil thing.